Welcome, welcome. This is exciting. Day one is always really exciting. There's so much potential, so much awesomeness that we have prepared and planned for you for this Amazon Q4 Income Accelerator workshop. Now,
It's
it
Q4.
is Q4. In fact, we are almost a third of the way through Q4. And if you're like, wait a minute, we're a third of the way through Q4 and you're just now telling us some Q4 things.
We're
Don't
not a third of the way. Don't say that. You're making time go by too fast.
Well, okay, so we're 21 days into Q4, but here's the deal. Q4 gives us a nice little bump in sales in October. November, if you do things the right way, a big, huge bump in sales. In December, the first 3 weeks, it's glorious. And guess what? In January could be even better than a previous month that you've experienced. It could be your best non-Q4 month if you play your cards right. And by play your cards right, I mean follow through with what we suggest and teach and coach you how to sell. So, yeah, we're excited that you are all here and thank you for checking in with us. I do want to make sure everyone's got one of these workbooks. If you go to fulltimefba.com/Q4 workbook, you can download the workbook that we're going to be working through for this workshop, for this Q4 workshop. It's just a handful of pages. There's going to be a page for each day. There's a calendar so you can know what we're going to be covering all week long for this 5-day workshop. So you just go to fulltimefba.com/workbook or fulltimefba.com/Q4 workbook, which both of those will work for you. So you can download this. It should just take 60 seconds to print out, unless you're dot matrix still, and then it's going to take 6 minutes. But and some of you might be old enough to know what I'm talking about. But get this workbook. It's going to help you because there's fill in the blanks with what we're going to be talking about. Plus, there will be a time where I say something that you hear that you are like, oh my gosh, I need to remember this. I need to write this down. Well, you're going to have a place to write it down and put your notes down, because we all know, no matter how old you are, our brains are not perfect. We forget stuff and we think, oh, I'll always remember this. Wait, what was that life-changing thing I heard earlier? We forget. So I want to make sure you remember everything. So write it down in the workbook. Again, fulltimefba.com/Q4 workbook.
All right, we ready to get started? I'm going to be in the chat. If you have any questions, we'll address those after Stephen's finished presenting the material for day one. He will be going through everything that you'll need to fill in on your worksheet there on day one of the workbook. And if you think of anything, jot it down in the chat box or in the Q&A box. Either one of those, I'll be keeping track so that when it gets to the Q&A time towards the end, I can help him prioritize, knowing we're going to address the questions that are related to the topic for tonight first, and then if there's other questions, we'll address those second. And then if he is presenting something and there's a question that's like clarification, I can't interrupt him, but generally we like to save the questions for the end. So I'm going to go off camera, but I will still be in the chat. If you need anything, I will be there, and I'll be posting links or answering questions too as he goes along.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rebecca, thank you so much for just hanging out in the chat and collecting questions and helping people, bringing clarity and just awesomeness to everyone who is here live. Speaking of, there will be a replay for this. So if you end up having to step aside or you have to go to the bathroom, we know nature calls. You can't put nature on hold. And so you have to take that call when nature calls, but we're going to be here for you. So we'll have a replay for you. If you go to fulltimefba.com/replay, there will be the replays on that link. And so you can go there sometime after the webinar or the masterclass is over. This workshop is over for tonight. The replay will be uploaded and I will send an email to you. You've registered for this workshop. And whichever email you registered with, we will send you an email, just like we sent you an email link to this workshop link for tonight's session. We'll also send out replays links for you to have access to that.
Hey,
And there's
Stephen,
limited time access to the replays.
before you get going on anything else, are you going to share with them about the drawing that we do on Friday?
That will be part of my presentation. So
Okay, I could
definitely,
not remember that. Thank you.
yes, not a problem for sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and get to this first page here, or day one page. Day one is what we're going to be talking about today, and we're going to be filling out these blanks as we go along. So again, fulltimefba.com/workbook to have that so that you can print it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and then Rebecca, let me know if you see the Amazon Q4 Income Accelerator Workshop PowerPoint screen.
I see it.
Excellent. I'm going to take a quick drink and then we will jump into tonight's content.
What are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking is it LaCroix? I have it covered up with my little um Yeti cooler, so I can't remember what exactly. I think it's LaCroix. But it's delicious. It's grape flavored, sparkling water, and I love it. All right. So the Q4 Amazon Income Accelerator Workshop, we're going to do our best to help you have one of your best Q4s ever. All week long, we're going to be sharing different tips and tricks, strategies that can help you maximize your profits during Q4, help expand, help you get products and inventory at lower prices, help you increase your ROI, know where to find where the hot toys are, the toys that are hard to find, how to know what to expect with Q4 and beyond. And the beyond part is going to be a really important part of what we're going to talk about, because we don't want to just make sure you're set up for a profitable Q4. We want to make sure Qs 1, 2, and 3 of next year are also amazing and can get you closer to making a full-time income selling on Amazon. We've been able to make a full-time income selling on Amazon for many years. We teach others and our coaching clients how to make a full-time income selling on Amazon and get to a point where they can actually make a full-time income with only part-time hours. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I do want to jump into the content for today. So when you're looking at the screen, today's topic, the amazing FBA selling opportunity that is out there right now. And so if you're still kicking the tires on selling on Amazon, or maybe you've been selling for a while and you're a little bit frustrated that things aren't working as well as they need to be, well, don't worry. We got you covered. All week long, we're going to kind of help you get refocused, redirected, maybe pivot a little bit to get back on track so that your goals of making a good full-time income or a solid side hustle income with Amazon are accomplished, and accomplished in a realistic time period. And so I do want to jump off right now and be like, okay, why should you even listen to me? Who am I? Why should you listen to me? My name is Steven. I first started selling online back in 1998 on eBay. I was in college and I was like, I started, I loved eBay. I loved buying stuff on eBay, but then I got to a point where I bought so much stuff on eBay, I had zero money. I was a broke college student. So I had to sell some of my stuff back on eBay. And I realized, wait a minute, I'm actually making more money selling it back onto eBay, the same stuff that I purchased on eBay. And I was like, oh, this whole buying stuff online to sell it online, this whole thing is pretty awesome. And so I became like a really nice hobby, a little side hustle income for me, and was for over a decade. In fact, here's a picture of me and my 4 kids um, many years ago. In fact, I think this is maybe 2000, 2011. I was selling on eBay as sort of a side hustle. Unfortunately, I was going through one of the worst times of my life. I was freshly divorced, a single dad of 4 kids, and needed to find a job where I could make some good money, work from home so I don't have to put my kids in daycare and be separated from them so much, and be able to support my life. And as a single dad trying to do that, it was hard. And I thought maybe eBay will work. And eBay, while it was a good side hustle income for me, it was not making me a full-time income. And that's when I discovered, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. That's when I discovered Amazon FBA, the fact that I could send my inventory to an Amazon warehouse. So I did not have to have all my eBay inventory all over the house and the garage and on top of the refrigerator and the garage again and the bathroom. Don't tell people I put inventory in my bathroom. Amazon was so much better because I could just get all of it out of my house. And Amazon could store it for me and ship it to the customer when it sold. And so in 2011, I started selling on Amazon, and it was awesome. In fact, in 2012, I was awarded by Amazon as a top holiday seller, which meant I had, if after my first year of selling on Amazon, in fact, I started Q4 of 2011 on Amazon. And by Q4 of 2012, just a year later, I was awarded a top holiday seller, which meant my sales were in the top 25% of all Amazon third-party sellers. And I had a plus customer satisfaction rating, great feedback scores, all those good metrics, and was doing really well, and trying to make a full-time income, and started to actually see it become a reality. I mean, I had to work a ton of hours to make it a reality, but it was possible. In 2013, I married Rebecca. She became an amazing stepmom. She also decided, hey, I am interested in also selling online with you. And so I started to teach her how to sell online. And after that, she was like, hey, you spend a lot of time on Facebook answering people's questions. Maybe you should start a blog. So I started fulltimefba.com, where we help people make a full-time income with only part-time hours selling on Amazon. And so since then, we've been able to help many of our students make that full-time income selling on Amazon just by myself starting, just me and myself and I starting in 2011 during Q4. By 2013, we had Full-Time FBA, and we started in 2019, the Full-Time FBA Show podcast. I know many of you are here because you found us from this podcast. In fact, let me know in the chat if you first discovered us because of the Full-Time FBA Show podcast. We would like to hear it. We would definitely want to say thank you for following us. If you have not followed our podcast, we have a show that comes out every single week. Every Monday, a new episode drops. And we walk you through different type of strategies and things where you can make some good money selling on Amazon. So that's me. And here's a more recent picture. I need to really update this picture. This is like a picture from 3 years ago, because my youngest son is now the tallest kid, and taller than even myself. And so anyway, my family has been able to grow, and I've been able to support my family because of selling on Amazon and making a full-time income selling on Amazon. And you can do that too. And we're going to show you how and walk you through that. So I've been able to live the dream. I've been able to be my own boss. I have been able to just make my own hours. I don't have to go to work from 9 to 5 and be dependent upon a boss and have annoying coworkers or an annoying boss. I was able to work from home and just have that kind of freedom. I mean, the kind of freedom where I can go and travel when I want to, where I can go to my kids' games and support them, where I'm able to go to an event at my kids' school if that was an opportunity for me. And now that my kids are grown, I have the freedom that I can use my income to also do things like, and have the freedom to take my dad to Cooperstown, New York, to the Baseball Hall of Fame. If you follow me, or if you just look at my background, you can tell I'm a huge baseball fan. And so the reason why is because of my dad. And I wanted to take him on a trip. I understand he's in his 80s. His time on this planet is very short. And I wanted to do something to thank him, and how much he's helped me throughout my life, and do something that really connects us both together, which was baseball. So I took my dad to Cooperstown to a trip, and it was possible to do that, to pay for it and have the freedom to go, thanks to my Amazon business. Rebecca was able to, um, just very recently go and visit Italy. Her sister's in Italy. So Rebecca went and visited her sister, and she went with her aunt and had a chance to go to Italy. And the cool thing about this is the goal of the trip was eating in Italy. And so just going and eating all the food, seeing all the sights, and being able to see Da Vinci's Last Supper painting. I mean, just there's that kind, and those are the things that were important to us, to have the kind of freedom and the life to be able to build ourselves, where we were able to do that. And that kind of freedom is possible for you too. And the type of growth potential with selling online and being your own boss is unlimited. And I want you to just for a second imagine what could be possible for you. In fact, the very first line on here, my dream is, write it down and put it in the chat and let us know too. What is your dream? Whether that is my dream is to pay off debt, for me to no longer be under the weight of the debt that is slowing down and just ruining my life. Getting out of debt, paying off a mortgage. Maybe you've got kids, you're like, I want them to go to whatever college that they want and not have to worry about taking out student loans. That's my dream. Maybe you've got aging parents and you're like, I want to help my parents and help them in their final years of their life to be taken care of and loved, and help my aging parents however I can. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe there's a travel destination that you want to look at and go to and experience. What is your dream? I want to hear from you. In fact, I'm going to take a second to pause and take a sip of my water. Write it down, put it in the chat. What is your dream? I want you to hear this. Your dream is important, and selling on Amazon is one of the ways that we like to teach people how to make those dreams a reality, to have the kind of income, to have that kind of flexibility. Because Amazon is definitely the number one place to build up a business online where you can work from home and you can do something in a way where you're not having to reach out to your relatives and ask them to sign up for a program. You're not having to go door to door in your neighborhood and asking them to sign up for a program. You're not having to annoy your friends at church. And, it's just something you can, on your own, buying inventory both locally or online or direct from wholesale brands. To find inventory to sell online, Amazon is the number one best place to do that. And I do want to let you know why now, right now, October 21st, 2024, why now is the best time to be selling on Amazon. And yes, this is not pre-recorded. This is actually today. This is my bad joke of the day. It's or dad joke of the day. I have a joke of the day calendar. It's like a dad joke, bad joke. And for today, October 21st, the joke is, what do you call a purple gorilla? A grape ape. I love dad jokes. Some of them make me crack up. Some of them make me roll my eyes. I mean, that's the definition of a dad joke, right? Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's really eye rolly. But that's today's joke that I wanted to share with you. But now is the best time, and I'll get into that in just a moment. But I do want to let you know, if you are here all 5 days for our 5-day Q4 Income Accelerator workshop, we're doing a giveaway where we are giving away an FBA starter pack. You get these supplies. You get a 16-inch impulse sealer. You get 4 different sizes of poly bags with suffocation warnings printed on them. You get a Dymo printer to print out your FBA labels, and you get the labels, the actual stickers, labels, rolls of that to go in the Dymo. So if you are here all 5 days, you will be entered into a giveaway where one lucky person gets this FBA starter pack. I call it a starter pack, even if you've been selling on Amazon for multiple years. This is worth having. This is stuff either you wish you had from the beginning, or you still haven't got and you're still doing things without it, with your Amazon business without it, or maybe what you do have right now, it sure would be nice to have a new one. So this is an offer for you. If you were here all 5 days, on Friday, we will make sure everyone who's been here all 5 days is entered in, and a lucky person will go home. I do need to say that we love the fact that people from other countries come into this workshop, but this giveaway is only for US residents. And the reason for that is simply postage. It's a lot more affordable to send you these. They're big. I mean, that's the impulse sealer that helps you seal poly bags. That thing is big and heavy and cost a lot to mail. So a US resident will win this, and I just want to let you know Just be here all 5 days, live on the call. I totally get it that sometimes you might not be able to be live, but if you can be here all 5 days, you will be entered into this drawing. All right. So let's get into the why now. October 2024 is the best time to be selling on Amazon. Let's get into that. Okay, so why Amazon? Why Amazon? Why not TikTok Shop, or why not other sites like Mercari or eBay, or fill in the blank, maybe Walmart, or there's different places you can sell online. Why is Amazon the best? I mean, first off, and here's the next fill in the blank. Why Amazon? It's the biggest store on earth. I mean, there is no other store that has more items as an option for people to buy. I mean, when you think about it yourself, when you want to buy something, where's the first place you look? Most likely, it's Amazon. I mean, you might price check other sites, but Amazon is where you go first. Amazon is the biggest store on earth. In fact, it's known to be called the everything store. There's even a book called The Everything Store about how Amazon wants to have everything. Now, obviously, they can't have everything. There's certain things that are illegal or not, not a good idea to sell. But if something is legally able to be sold, most likely you're going to find it on Amazon. So it's the biggest store on or on earth. And in 2016, Amazon surpassed Google as the #1 shopping starting point for product searches. That's the next fill in the blank. Amazon surpassed Google. Before, people would go to Google and they would type in gift ideas for a 7-year-old boy, or sweet 16 gifts for a high school girl, or gift ideas for grandparents. They would go and type that in, and then they would get different websites and different things, ideas. People now take those exact words of search and use those in Amazon, and they just now go to Amazon. In 2016, which was over 10 years ago. Wait, no, I can do math. 2016. It's been a long time since this happened, but still a lot of people don't know about it. So this is something that is huge because people don't go to Google anymore as the #1 starting point. They go to Amazon. They make their search, then they make their purchases. And another reason why Amazon Prime has spoiled the world. I mean, think about it. Do you ever purchase anything that's not from Amazon and be like, what? It's going to take 1 to 2 weeks to get to me? No, that's not acceptable. Or you don't know it's going to take 1 to 2 weeks until it actually 1 or 2 weeks passes by, and then you finally get the thing that you ordered, and it's just frustrating. No, Amazon first came out with the guaranteed 2-day shipping, and now they've got 1-day shipping. In some places, same day shipping. Amazon is spoiling us, and that's good for us as third-party sellers. The Amazon has spoiled the world. Let's take a look at some of these memes. What recycling looks like at our house when you have Amazon Prime. Uh, yes, we get a lot of stuff delivered. We're almost on a first name basis with our UPS driver. And so, yes, we recycle a lot of cardboard boxes because we are Prime members. Here's another meme. 3 seconds after you order something via Amazon Prime, you're like, where is it? Why is it not here yet? We are spoiled. Public service announcement, don't drink and Prime. You might accidentally purchase a little bit more than you expected. The queen of Amazon, well, this is like 1 week after Cyber Monday. You can be the queen of Amazon by just all the cool boxes that are shipped to your place. So a lot is Amazon is just spoiling our socks off. Ordered the thing from Amazon with 2-day shipping, got it the next day. It's like score. Yeah, I mean, we love Amazon Prime. It is spoiling us. So Amazon Prime has spoiled the world. Everyone goes to Amazon. That's where we need to be. And then let's talk numbers. Amazon's net revenue continues to grow. That's the next fill in the blank. Amazon's net revenue continues to grow. Let's take a look at the chart. This is a chart of the net sales revenue from 2004 to 2022. And there's updated numbers that continue this pattern, and you can see on this on your screen that on the left side, back in 2004, sales and revenue on Amazon was about $6.5 billion, and now it is up to over $500 billion and just continues to grow. And Amazon had its biggest growth jump in 2020. 2020, when a lot of people were scared to go out into retail stores because they did not want to get sick. And so they started to buy more stuff online. Plus, think about this: people who did not trust to buy things on the internet, think maybe older generations, did not trust putting their credit card online, decided to take a chance and put their credit card on Amazon and purchase things, and then realized, oh, cybersecurity is a lot safer now. And in 2020, and being able to buy stuff online and get stuff available quickly, they're like, this is pretty great. And so people who used to not buy online just started trusting Amazon. And so you would think, oh, well, the following year, maybe it just kind of leveled out a little bit. No, it just continues to grow over and over and over again. Amazon's net revenue continues to grow. And of course, this is a Q4 focused workshop. So it's important to understand Q4 has explosive numbers. I almost said literally has explosive numbers, but I definitely remember the real definition of the word literally. The numbers are not literally explosive, they are figuratively explosive. Let's take a look at this. You can see here, these are the quarterly numbers, the net revenue per quarter from back to 2007. And you can see, oh, every Q4 is this nice little spike. These are the Q4 numbers. Every Q4 is massively better, basically, than quarters 1, 2, and 3 combined. Quarter 4 is just amazing. And so this kind of growth just continues to come year after year. And so the numbers, the numbers on Amazon are basically saying, why would you sell anywhere else in the world? The number of items sold in 2021, 137 billion items. In 2022, it grew to even more. And last year, 169.9 billion items sold during Q4, not the whole year, but during Q4. And 2024, this year, estimated 194 billion items sold. And so you want to be having your inventory at Amazon for Q4 right now. And guess what? The velocity of every category on Amazon during Q4 experiences just much faster sales and much faster pace of sales is during Q4. Q4 is easily the best time of the year to be selling on Amazon. So now it's a good time to start. To start selling on it, we actually had a recent podcast drop that Q4 is probably the best time to start selling on Amazon because you can have a strong start. You can experience sales a lot faster. And of course, the faster you get those sales, the faster you can get ungated for more brands and categories. And so Q4 is the best time to start. And so that's why if you haven't even started yet, let's get on. Let's start that. Let's start selling on Amazon. If you have just been dabbling, Q4 is the best time to be like, okay, I'm going to get serious about this. I'm really going to make it work this time. So Amazon's explosive numbers during Q4 are amazing. They're addictive, and they're awesome. And bottom line, for the most part, people trust Amazon. They trust Amazon as an inventory, a product purchasing place to buy. People trust Amazon. They buy stuff. They've got their wish lists. They love looking forward to Prime Day and all the other types of sales that Amazon has. People trust Amazon to get them their stuff very quickly. And if you are a Prime member, you have experienced it. You know it. It is true. So this was a quote from Jeff Bezos. He said, who is the CEO, owner of Amazon. We've had three big ideas in Amazon that we've stuck with for over 20 years, and they're the reason we're successful. Put the customer first, invent, and be patient. And this is also a good lesson for us when we are buying stuff to send to Amazon. Put the customer first. What we teach you and what we're going to teach you in the coming days is how to know what inventory the customers want and are actually going to buy and actually know what price it's going to be sold for. Put the customer first. Invent. We're going to have some creative ways for us to find inventory. We're going to go over strategies to find items that are hard to find, how to know what items are the super hot selling toy, how to find, which items are, which you go to a store and you see it sold out, other places to look for it, and how to know what to find out is a sold out item. Um, in some places might not be sold out in another. We're going to go through that this week and other strategies. And then this last tip that we can apply to our own Amazon businesses, and be patient. Be patient. There is a process. There are certain things that happen very quickly and are amazing with Amazon, and other things that are like getting approved to sell certain brands might be a little slower than usual. But we can be patient and we can wait it out and we can find the success that we're looking for. So this is where you come in as a third-party seller. Amazon, when they sell on Amazon, that's the first-party seller. Third-party seller is sellers like you and me. They're using the Amazon platform. Um, I don't know what a second party seller is. No one ever talks about the second party, but there's the first party and the third party. If someone can explain second party to me, or if that's not even a thing, let me know. I just had that thought, random thought, and since I have no filter at this time of night, it just came out of my mouth. So you're a third party seller, so you can find stuff. You might hear that drop shipping is really good. No, drop shipping is not a good idea. You want to make sure that the items that your customer gets has been checked and verified that it's really good. I mean, drop shipping, there's so many holes with drop shipping that could ruin your Amazon account and ruin your seller reputation. I mean, how many times have you purchased something online and it arrived and it was damaged or broke or the wrong item? So many things that maybe you've experienced that will happen too with you with drop shipping if there is not checks and balances to make sure that the item that the customer orders is what they're actually going to get. Drop shipping is not a good idea. Private label is also not a good idea because private label, it's basically like this. I like to explain that private label is like, I want to have a party and I want my party to be big and fun and exciting. So I send out invitations and I get a DJ and I get decorations and I get all the best food and I put lots of money in. And maybe close friends will come, but I really want this to be a huge party. I mean, I send the invitations out and really hope that people can come, but then you just kind of hope and pray that people actually do come up. Um, and that's what it's like with private label. Trying to come up with a product, trying to come up with a logo, the packaging, trying to come up with all this to actually make the item. And then you got to advertise to try to get people to buy your item. Advertise. I mean, you're advertising as an amateur versus professionals who are advertising their products. And so it's just, there's a lot of time and money involved in this. I would just rather find a great party that's already going on and just join that party. And that's what arbitrage is, being able to find items. And that's what we're going to teach you a little bit in this workshop, and then invite you to continue to learn with us how to find inventory, both locally, retail, and via wholesale, how you can buy inventory that already is selling, already has consistent sales, already has consistent prices, that does not tank in price. How to find those type of items and be able to be approved to sell those items. So we're going to talk about that. But drop shipping is not a good idea. Private label is not a good idea. So we're not doing that. We are doing arbitrage.
Hey,
In the
Stephen,
Yes, ma'am.
before you go any further, you were asking about the second party.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that the buyer?
Oh yes. I think so. I think you're correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Thank you for that clarification. I didn't even have time to like think it through. I was just like, wait a minute, first party, third party. All right, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay, so the game-changing solution. This next fill in the blank. FBA stands for Filled by Amazon, where Amazon fulfills your orders. You send your inventory to Amazon, Amazon stores it. Amazon also like disperses your inventory to multiple warehouses all over the United States if you're in the United States, so that you have your inventory as close to the most likely customer who's going to buy it as possible. Amazon wants your inventory. Like if you send it to Amazon 20 items, Amazon might be like, okay, well, I want 10 to go here and 5 to go here and 5 to go here. But then they'll take it and they'll spread those out with warehouse transfer, and get your inventory spread out all over the states so that a customer, if they're in California, can buy it and get it in 1 day or less. Someone in Wisconsin can buy it in 1 day or less. Someone in Florida can buy it in 1 day, get it that quickly. So it's, even though we send our inventory to one or two, maybe three warehouses when we have multiple items in our order, Amazon does warehouse transfers to send them to other warehouses, and to get your inventory as close to its most likely customer. Amazon has a very smart algorithm. Um, as a third party seller, most of the time it works out in our favor. Yes, there are times where it does not work out in our favor, but for the most part, more good it comes from Amazon's algorithm when it comes to getting your inventory closer to its potential customer. Just keeping my inventory. I live in Fort Worth, the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex in Texas, North Texas. If I am just selling the item and fulfilling the orders myself, most likely most of my customers will be in Texas because Amazon's going to make sure that customers in Texas see my products. But I would rather the entire US have access to my inventory, not just Texas. And so FBA is a huge game-changing solution, and it's amazing. And one of the ways that you can accelerate your income, well, first let me, before I do that, I almost was jumping ahead. Selling via Amazon FBA. If you've never heard of that, I'm going to just do a quick little recap for you. You buy your inventory, you ship it to an Amazon warehouse. The warehouse stores your inventory, and then the customer buys your inventory, and Amazon ships your inventory to the customer. It's that easy, and you just are a part of the first two steps, buying the inventory and shipping your inventory to an Amazon. And that is even outsourceable. Is that a word? Outsourceable? It is now. Um, so FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, third-party sellers can sell on Amazon. There's warehouses all over the world. Yes, you can sell internationally. I would first recommend just selling in the US to start if you are from the US. If you are from another country, I would suggest selling in that country first before you expand. But Amazon takes care of packing and all the shipping. Amazon takes care of a lot of the customer service issues. Amazon deals with returns, and there's a lot that Amazon takes care of for us. Yes, there are fees with that, but for my uh, perspective, those fees are well worth outsourcing all that aspect to Amazon. Jeff Bezos, another quote. Third party sales have grown from 3% of total sales in 1999 to over 58% in 2019. To put it bluntly, third party sellers are kicking our first party butt badly. And that quote is from 2019, that third party sellers take up 58%. I decided to go, I'm going to go look up and find out what the current, it's over 62% of all third party, of all sales on Amazon are third party sellers. So we just continue to kick Amazon's first party butt, and I'm okay with it. Um, so arbitrage, buying something locally, buying it at one price to sell it on another platform for a profit. There are lots of different places where you can find stuff to sell it for a profit. So how do you sell your inventory and find that inventory? You can find stuff just lying around in your own home. You can go out to garage sales, thrift stores, you can go to retail stores, both clearance aisles and regular priced aisles. You can look online for inventory. You can get some wholesale accounts. There's other strategies as well. lots of ways that you can find inventory. So how do I know if something's actually going to sell, if or not, or at what price I'm going to sell? I mean, Amazon offers the free app, the Amazon Seller app. Once you start an Amazon account, you can use the Amazon Seller app and just scan barcodes of items and see what it's selling for and what your profit would be if you sell it. And then you can compare what your profit would be with the cost it's going to cost you to buy it. So, like, oh, I could buy this book for $1 and it's going to make me $5. Okay, that's a good deal. Um, so you can use the Amazon Seller app. You can also use a paid app called Spotify. Spotify is what we recommend. If you're curious about that, you can check it out, fulltimefba.com/inventory lab. I would not suggest this until getting this until after you open your Amazon account because you need a professional seller's account to use this app. But it gives you so much more data, and it's worth every penny. In fact, it's in my top 3 list of tools to use. If you are only to use 3 tools, Inventory Lab is one of them. And yes, we'll get to the other tools later on this week. But you can kind of see for yourself what it's selling for on Amazon, what your profit margin would be if you're able to buy it and sell it on Amazon, and it's amazing. So here's some examples of just flips that I found online. Buying this item for 24 bucks at Lowe's, selling it on Amazon for 76.99. Buying some makeup, 44.25 on Ulta, selling on Amazon for 75.31. There's food items, 7.99 for these signature potatoes and selling it for 22.97. And it just continues to go. This is my favorite. Buying something online that is sold out on Amazon. It's almost like I could pick my own price. Obviously, if I put $200, no one's going to pay $200 for some shampoo. I mean, maybe they would. And there's ways to actually know if someone purchased it for a crazy amount. Hi, we'll talk about that on Wednesday, I believe. But we'll talk through that. But there's just lots of opportunities out there. Buying Legos online at Walmart.com for $29.84 that are selling for over 80 bucks on Amazon. Um, this item 15.30 after coupon, selling it for 33.38. Even clothes, buying something for $90 on this website, selling it for 180 on Amazon. This is what is possible and available to us as third-party sellers. And so one of the ways that you can accelerate your income is with replenishable items. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. We're going to accelerate our income with replens. We'll talk about replenishable items, both during Q4 and after Q4. We'll get into that tomorrow. So I invite you back to tomorrow where we're going to talk about the unlimited inventory advantage again, 7 p.m. Eastern, or excuse me, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. The link is going to be very similar to today's link, fulltimefba.com/day2 will take you. And at that particular time, that link will work perfectly. I'll email you the link so you don't have to worry about it. But the unlimited inventory advantage, you really want to come back for that. There's going to be some Q4 stuff that we talk about, that Q4 strategies, and I really look forward to that. And that session again is tomorrow. So we're going to transition into some Q&A time. Now I'm going to stop my screen share. Rebecca's going to come back and give some questions. Again, focused first on the topic, and then if we still have time available, other questions afterwards. So, Rebecca, what are some of the questions? And also, if you want to share, if someone ever wrote in what their dreams are of what they want to experience when they start making their own full-time income selling on Amazon, what kind of dreams are out there? Because I want to make those into a reality.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, be sure and put your questions in the chat or in the Q&A box. This is really the last call for today's questions. And if you don't get your question answered today, then send us an email at fulltimefba.com/contact. Or if you're in the Facebook group, you can put your question there. And hopefully we can get to everything. So starting off with some of the dreams and financial goals that people have. Also, several people said that you were here from the podcast, so that was really exciting. I wanted to let you know, Stephen.
That's awesome.
So let's see, where does it start? Paying off debt. My dream is to travel the world. I'm 21 right now. I would like to be financially free for when I do have kids to spend time with them and not work. That's a really good goal.
Oh
Stephen
yeah.
is proof positive that that is possible, because yeah, if you can have 4 young boys and be a single dad and not have to put them in daycare, then this is a really great way to
Oh yeah.
have stability with your kids. Let's see, I said that we're helping our kids with higher education so that they don't need to take out loans, and we're also saving for retirement, pay off debt, retire early from the corporate life. That's a great one. That
Oh yeah.
stability of schedule, and just to get out of that corporate, the rat race or whatever you
Oh
want to call
yeah.
it. I'm 19 years old, and my goal is to become financially independent by 25 and one day retire my parents through Amazon FBA. I will say on behalf of your parents, that's a great goal. Um,
Yes.
we have we have a 19-year-old, and I wish that that was his goal. I love that.
Yes.
Um, be able to retire my husband, be financially free, travel, pay for grandkids, college. So, be debt free before retirement in the next 3 years, enjoy financial freedom now, and share my financial freedom with those close to me. So,
Yeah.
those are all really good. Looking at questions for today. Good evening, Stephen and Rebecca. That's what I want, financial freedom. How much money do I need to spend on inventory to get started?
It's a great question, and I mean, if you only have like $50, you can start there. I mean, it would be great if you had at least $500 to put into inventory to get your snowball rolling. But even if you have $50, that is a good starting point where you can buy some inventory, sell it for a profit on Amazon, reinvest it. We're going to talk about this later this week about snowballing your inventory. But basically, if you have at least $500, I think that's a good starting point. Um, to 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 be sure that you are able to get the right kind of tools that you need and get the inventory to get that snowball rolling.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I have a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Um, Another really great question about getting started here. Any info or guidelines on bookkeeping and record keeping for FBA? How do you stay organized when you're starting up your business? That's a really great question.
Yeah, it's important for a number of different reasons. No pun intended, number of reasons. Knowing your numbers is important. It helps you. In fact, there's an old quote. I think Marcus Lemonis said, "If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business." And so I love the fact that you're wanting to make sure that you log your numbers and keep track of it and understand it and know it. There are some ways where you can log those numbers yourself with a spreadsheet. In fact, if you go to fulltimefba.com/spreadsheet, there is an online sales spreadsheet that you can.
I'll try that real quick and
Okay,
verify that.
yeah, there's an online spreadsheet that you can purchase and then start from there. Although my recommendation is to, when you sign up to sell on Amazon, to also sign up for Inventory Lab. Inventory Lab is almost an all-in-one a program to help you be a successful Amazon seller, and it tracks all of your Amazon sales and numbers and fees that you are doing. All you have to do is insert in whatever you pay for inventory, and if you and there's ways to set up if you have a subscription that you're purchasing, like a subscription to Inventory Lab, things like that. But Inventory Lab is one of the best ways because there's reports you can run at the end of the year for tax purposes, and there's ways that you can run reports to be like, oh, this category is more profitable, or this particular store that I'm going to is more profitable. I should go there more than the other ones. Lots of different things. So you can make your own spreadsheet, you can purchase a spreadsheet, or you can do a full Amazon program to help you track your numbers, which is what we recommend because it's the easiest um, and works really well for us. So fulltimefba.com/inventory lab to get that. And Rebecca put the link in the notes, fulltimefba.com/spreadsheet in case you wanted to look at that option.
Yeah, I checked that link and it does still work. It takes you to a basic e-sales, which e-commerce
Yeah.
bookkeeping spreadsheet that you can purchase.
Yep.
Let me go back. I'm having to rearrange stuff on my second monitor here. I heard you mention drop shipping. Is drop shipping profitable on Amazon?
Uh, Drop shipping has the potential to be profitable, but there are too many ways things could go wrong. And so I would suggest if you want to do drop shipping, that not be your starting point. I think overall, I don't suggest it really at all because of the number of ways things could go wrong. Like putting an item on Amazon and someone purchases it, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go to this website and buy it from this website so I can drop ship it to my customer. Oh no, they're sold out. Now I have to cancel my customer's uh, order from me, and that gives me bad neck. I mean, there's so many ways. In fact, if you go to fulltimefba.com/podcast, you can find one of our episodes on drop shipping and why we don't suggest doing it. There's just way too many things can go wrong with drop shipping.
Okay, one last question, and I'll do the last call for any questions in the chat or the Q&A while we're answering this one. How often are you sourcing?
Um, I mean, right now I am sourcing like it's very rare when I get out to source because most of the things that we are selling on Amazon are replenishable. And when it starts to sell out, we can replenish our inventory for that. We also have VAs that are a part of our team that we have outsourcing for us. And so there's still times where I go sourcing. In fact, with Q4 coming up, I've got plans for some sourcing days where I'm going to be basically trying to spend the entire day sourcing inventory and maximize my time with that. But in whatever situation that you're in, if you're able to, I'm only able to spend about 6 hours a week sourcing for inventory. It's possible to do online arbitrage during that, or if you live in a big city, to do some retail arbitrage during that time to at least get things rolling, and then you can start to um, find creative ways to be able to have more time to source. What are your thoughts, Rebecca?
Well, I was just going to say, you kind of touched on the restocking replens. So it's like, how much time are we spending sourcing? It's like, how much time are we spending scouting new ASINs now versus just buying to replenish the current ASINs that we have that we're just replenishing? I feel like for me, I'm always trying to buy multiple times a week, but I'm not necessarily scouting for new inventory. I'm looking back over current ASINs that we're selling. Do I need to replenish them? What's working, what's not? Um, and yeah, with our VAs, I think I probably spend more time looking at new ASINs than you do, Stephen, because
Yeah.
I do that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You're not, but I am. So like I'm kind of managing that part of our business right now of like looking for new inventory because that's something that we're constantly trying to do, even though we have replens. There things come and go in waves. It's the Q4 season, and so it's like you want to be finding as much inventory as possible. So I'm spending time multiple times a week looking at data that I do everything online. I don't do retail, like going into stores to do retail arbitrage. I do online and wholesale, and so that's mostly just looking at data and making decisions. But yeah, that's a good question because
Yeah.
everybody has a different amount of time they're able to dedicate to it.
Yeah, I'm the one who likes going into the retail stores. And so, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I think that's all the questions that we have that have come in for tonight. If you have more, be sure you're here tomorrow. If you didn't get to ask your question or if you're still trying to think of what you want to ask us, and we are looking forward to seeing you here tomorrow.
Yeah, take care and don't forget, be here all 5 days live to be entered into the giveaway for the FBA starter kit. And we look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. All right.
Yep, I'm
God bless
glad all of you are
everybody.
here. I saved the chat, Stephen,
I
so
was just curious about that. So
yep.
excellent.
Thank you for being here, Sam. Thank you for being here, Lisa. Good to see you, Dave. We're just so glad that y'all are all here. Hope to see you again tomorrow night.